Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Mandy and this is Mandy's Mommy's Moves. And today we are going to discuss the difference between starting an Etsy shop and starting a Shopify store. I've done both, so I have some knowledge about both. Unfortunately, I had a bad experience with Etsy, but it's not to bash Etsy. It's really just to be honest and let you know what your options are. Obviously, Etsy and Shopify are not the only options you have. Just those are the two experiences I have, so I feel like I can speak from a place of knowledge. So I just have some notes here. The first thing I wanted to discuss was Etsy. Since I'm no longer with Etsy and I actually have a Shopify store. So the first thing with Etsy is cost. It is pricey to post on Etsy and have an Etsy shop. They charge you per listing. They charge you per every time someone clicks on your listing. They charge you a relisting fee. And then they also charge you based off of if you have shipping as an option. And then they take a service fee as well as that. So say you are listing something for $5. When it's all said and done, you'll be lucky if you see 70 cents from that product listing. So we all get into business to make money, and obviously, you know, we also want to like what we do. However, I just feel like that is a hefty price to pay, and I feel like it should just be one flat service fee that covers everything, but there was like 1,000,001 fees that they add on, and now they're doing something called a star seller program, which is when if you don't respond to a customer within 24 hours, you can possibly be put lower in a search engine. So if someone is, say you make stickers for a living, if you are a sticker seller and someone types in like stickers and then a specific kind of sticker, you know, they'll have all of these other people who are considered star sellers, which means that they respond within 24 hours before you. So sometimes that may push you back a couple of pages, and a lot of people don't. They're not willing to keep searching and searching and searching. They'll click within the first 2 to 3 pages. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. The second con about Etsy is the listing descriptions. For every single listing you put down, you have to put the description, the weight, the shipping, the FAQ, the care instructions. Like, it's just literally a lot, and there's no way to blanket it for your entire shop. So if you are selling just multiple versions of a sticker, there's no way for you to just have it automatically populate all of that information. You have to literally put it down for each one. So sometimes putting a listing can take a lot of time. It can take up to 20 minutes per listing. And of course with Etsy, the more listings you have, the more likely you are to come up in a search engine when someone goes on Etsy. Another con is it can close down without notice. That's what I experienced firsthand. I was a new shop. I had just started Grace Baby Co. and I signed up with Etsy, and everything was going good, and I made a sale, and then all of a sudden I got a email saying that my shop was closed down, and I think they closed down everything except maybe 1 or 2 things, which I had up to like 30 things on my site. And like I said before, it takes a long time to make a listing description for each specific item you have. I sell wristlet keychains, and I sell teething clips, and I sell pacifier clips. So of course, you know, you have to describe each one, especially if it's a different color or a different theme. And I got an email saying that they closed it down. They said it was due to not going with their rules and regulations, but there was absolutely nobody to talk to. I sent an email, I never got a response. And it kind of slowed me down. Like, I cried because it took me all of this time to create that. You know, starting a shop with Etsy, you know, you have to pay, and then you have a domain name, and then you have to pay for each of the listings. So They closed down my shop. I had no access to all of the other stuff I previously listed. So I was only able to keep those 2 things listed, which means that I just closed down the entire shop at that point, and I was out that money. And the thing is, the sale that I made, by time I actually had access to the money of it, I probably made like 20% of how much I would have made elsewhere. So that is just, something that you're going to keep in mind, is the fact that they can close your shop without any kind of notice. They don't have to give you a reason. It's actually in the rules and regulations that they don't have to give you a reason to close down your shop. So you can have a shop. I just watched a girl, her name is Amy Makes That on YouTube, and she was saying that she had her shop for like 4 years, and they literally just closed it down without notice, which means that she lost all of the revenue that she could have made, and she lost, all of the time that she put into making her shop what it is. So I feel like that's an issue, because when you're working hard on something, that you should at least, at the very least, have somebody in customer service to talk to. And she said that she had to do some digging to talk to customer service by trying to find a number, and they ended up hanging up on her. So she decided she wasn't going to reopen the shop, and that's how I was. I was like, I'm just not going to reopen the shop. So just be very careful. I know there's a lot of copyright things, but there's also a lot of people who are competitive sellers who will report your shop just because they need to etch out the competition. So that's something you want to be aware of. Sometimes you may not have even done anything wrong, and instead of, Etsy reaching out to you and saying, hey, this is what's happening, and we're going to do some research and maybe freeze your shop for a little bit, they just lock you out of things without your notice, without any kind of notice actually, and you just are a sitting duck, just waiting for any kind of response, if you even ever get one. Because once again, I only had email access, and even then I never got any information back, so I just closed out my shop. Now, some positives about Etsy is it is its own marketing. So I say that to say that when you open up an Etsy shop, you already have a built-in target market. People can log into Etsy or just do Etsy.com, and they can look up what they're looking for, and then, if you have enough stuff listed, then you'll come up in their search engine, and that's a good thing, because marketing is hard. So that's kind of its own built-in marketing. Obviously, outside of Etsy, you want to do some marketing to bring some business to your Etsy shop, but for the most part, you definitely don't have to work as hard to get people to your shop, because there is a built-in target market. People are going on Etsy for a specific reason. So if that specific reason is something that you're selling, then eventually they'll come across your page. The second thing is everyone respects Etsy. Any outside sources will say that, if they do have a successful Etsy shop, then they like it. It's just us people who've had our shops closed down without notice that don't really like Etsy. And once again, I mentioned the price. I don't like having to pay per item, per listing, per relisting, and then, just that kind of stuff is ridiculous to me. I think it's like a waste of time. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention was the SEO, which is the search engine optimization. As long as you're good with your SEO listings, like make sure you're putting down every kind of variation there is of your business and what you're selling, you'll do good on Etsy. I'll still shop on Etsy. I just won't put a site back up there. I won't start another page, but beyond that, I like Etsy. I like to do custom anything, like for Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, anniversaries. If it's not anything I can make myself, I like to go on Etsy and see if they can make it, because I just like to customize things. It makes it more special. So Etsy's good with that. Okay, so that is all I have for Etsy. So the other option is Shopify, which is what I have. I have a Shopify store, gracebabyco.com. I like Shopify because you just pay a monthly fee to have the store, and I think I paid $29, and then it just automatically comes out of my account every month. So a couple of cons for Shopify. For Shopify, you have to drive your own traffic. Nobody's gonna go to like a Shopify isn't like Etsy, which is like a conglomerate that has like a whole bunch of like things underneath it. It's literally like each Shopify store is its own separate entity. So in order for you to make any money off of Shopify, you have to be driving those sales to your Shopify store. Social media, marketing, pop-up shops. It's a lot harder to drive business to your Shopify store if you don't already have a following. So starting a new business, you just need to be aware that if you're going to do a Shopify store, you need to either already have like a following so that people are already familiar with you, that they want to shop on your site, or you have to be really good at social media marketing, because there's no way for it to drive itself. Now, with that being said, they have a lot of marketing options. Like you can go through Google, they have email campaign marketing, that kind of thing, that already has the template set up, and you just need to like tweak it to what you want to say. But in order for that to work and be beneficial for you, you need to already have like a email or a mailing list to be able to submit that to people. So that's one con of Shopify. I feel like that is the only con of Shopify. Also, the layouts of the website, like they'll have like certain themes that you can customize your page to be specific and unique to your business. That was kind of a learning curve, because I went on Fiverr and I had somebody kind of design my website, but I wasn't happy with it. So I just figured it out myself and learned how to code it myself to make it the way I want to. And there's still some things I want to tweak off of it, but I would say that's hard. But one of the positive things, or there's plenty of pros to Shopify. For Shopify, I also like that you have full control of over your layout of the website, because even though I said that the themes are very difficult to tweak, if you know what you're doing, you can tweak it however you want to, because there's going to be a coding page that on each theme that if you know what you're doing, you can go in there and then customize it the way you want. So if you want, you know, welcome to just pop up as soon as you get on the website, you can actually code that in there. Another thing is I like their POS system. When I first got my Shopify store, they was offering free POS systems. So like if you have like any kind of like pop-up that you needed people to be able to pay in person, you can use that. So a lot of people like Apple Pay and Cash App and that kind of thing. The POS system is really user-friendly. You just stick the card in after you download the app, and it connects everything to your Shopify store. So Shopify pays not every two business days, but you can set up your payments to where you get it right away, which it normally takes about 2 business days, I believe, to get your payouts, and it keeps track of all of that for you, which is good, because it's hard to track when you're getting random payments here and there. So if it's going through, like processing through your Shopify store, through your POS system, then they're keeping track of it. So that is beneficial when it comes tax time. You can just go ahead and print off all of the information that you know that they already have logged for you. Also, they allow installment payments. So, you know, the quad pay, the pay in full, Sezzle, and all of that. Shopify just now integrated that into their website. So if you are interested in that, you can attach that to your store. I attached it to my store. So instead of someone paying $25 for a pacifier clip, you know, they're paying it in 4 payments so that they don't have to pay it all at once, which is very beneficial for a small business, because that just means that you are going to always be able to get clients and they won't have to worry about finances. And the very last thing is the 24/7 assistance. I've had some issues with my site because I was a new shop owner and I didn't really know how to customize my website. I instant messaged them, because they have like a message pop up that people are available to help you 24/7. I messaged them, and within like 10 minutes my issue was resolved. They walked me through how to fix it and everything. They were very kind. So that was a nice change from Etsy, who there's no one to talk to. If you have an issue, you just have to either wait it out, figure it out yourself, or move on. And I really enjoyed that 24/7 customer service aspect of it, because I was pulling out my hair trying to create this website. But you know, both are good options and both have pros and cons to them. Just do your research, and you know, there's other shops or website options, I should say, that you can look into, but those were the two main ones that I've heard of. So those are the ones that I did the research on when I was starting my business. Sometimes I wish I had an Etsy store, because it is hard to drive business to my website, because it's constantly marketing every single day, and Etsy markets itself. However, when I think about like the money that I possibly lose, because I have to pay per listing, per sale, per shipping, per everything, I'm just like, nope, I'm happy with my Shopify store. And even if it takes a little bit longer to drive business to it, I'm just happy with it, because I worked hard to start this business, and I don't want to just give my money away on the off chance that I may potentially get a sale, because Etsy has its own like marketing where everyone already knows what it is, so they're gonna shop on it automatically. I'll just stick with my Shopify store. But anyway, I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell so you could be notified every time I post a new video. Bye!